Child abuse in the checkout line. I was at the grocery store last week and I was checking out with my groceries, and this lady pulled up behind me on line, and as I'm checking out, I just sort of glance back and I observe as she's taking the items out of her cart and putting them onto the conveyor belt. And she has a young child with her, probably around 8 years old. And so I'm looking at these items that she has in her cart and that she's taking out, and I see, first of all, a big 12-pack of soda, and then on top of that, another 4 2-liter bottles of soda, and she has one of those multi-packs of individually wrapped puddings, obviously for the kid, another box of some sort of snack, box of Pop-Tarts, a jar of mayonnaise, and loaf of white bread. And this is just one person. I see this kind of stuff all the time at the grocery store. But I just started thinking, wow, I feel sorry for the kid, because he's gonna grow up thinking that this is what food is. He's gonna grow up with that as his taste buds, basically. And some people outgrow it. They discover, learn how to cook on their own, but a lot of people don't. It's very likely that he could grow up to be 50, 60, 70 years old and still loving that bologna with mayo on a white bread sandwich. It's sad but true. And that stuff, it'll make you sick. She had a basket full of cancer, basically. All that stuff processed, not a green thing in her entire cart. Nothing. No fresh vegetables, nothing. And we live in a society where that's perfectly okay. I mean, I remember as a kid watching cartoons and stuff, and in between the cartoons they'd have commercials for what? Sugary cereal, mostly. Sugary cereal, sugar products. And it was almost as if the cartoons themselves were just a vehicle to advertise this stuff. Now, what would we say about someone who is a marketer or an ad executive for a sugar cereal company, or who does the artwork, who draws the little cartoons to advertise that sugary cereal to kids? Wouldn't we call them a success? Wouldn't we say, wow, that's a cool job? You get to draw cartoons, you're working in a creative field. Wow, you're making a 6-figure salary marketing, you're a marketing executive? Wow, good job. I mean, it just shows how completely upside down the values of our society are. When you get a pat on the back and you get called a big success for selling poison to children. And that's across the board. Anything you can do to make money in our society that doesn't land you in prison, you will be called a success. There's no ethical consideration. There's no health consideration. Nothing. If you can make money and get away with it, you are a success. Doesn't matter what kind of cancerous products that you're selling to people. You made it, man. And then we wonder why people get sick and fat, the obesity epidemic. See, we like to penalize people for making bad choices in our society, but we never acknowledge the fact that it's so profitable to put all these bad choices in front of people. Isn't it child abuse to feed your kid that stuff? Isn't it child abuse to live in a society where you can just push sugary poison, fast food, and all this crap and market it to children? And remember, it's not just legal to market these poisonous, cancerous sugar products to people. It's desirable. If you can do this, you're a huge success in our society. And then we turn around and blame people for their lifestyle choices when all these bad choices were put in front of them from the youngest age. We live in a sick society, and nothing will make you sicker than processed sugar. It's like inviting viruses, germs, bacteria into your body. They feed off sugar. So my heart goes out to that little kid in the checkout line who has to eat that mayo sandwich and who has to eat processed pudding snacks. And probably my heart goes out to his mom because she probably got fed the same garbage when she was a child. This is part of the cycle of abuse. This is part of the Great Plague. Child abuse in the checkout line.